Well, fall is here, and so are the sniffles and the sneezes and everything else that goes along with it. Fall weather brings the cool air and strands of sickness, but it can be hard to tell the difference between cold and flu and allergies. WCBI's Jory Talley is joining us in the studio with more to break it all down for us. Jory.
Andrea, body aches, congestion, we all know the feeling, and it's a feeling that's very familiar this time of year. The cold and the flu are both viruses with almost identical symptoms, but there's one big difference between the two.
Typically the severity of the symptoms. If you feel a little bad, you've got a cough and a cold and your temperature doesn't get too terribly high, most of the times that's the virus that is the cold. But if you start having severe body aches and very, very high temperatures, you should see a physician to make sure it's not the flu.
And if it's not the flu, it's not too late to get the flu shot. CDC recommends getting the shot before the end of October, but some might think getting the shot means you get the flu. But Dr. Medlin says that's a myth.
The virus that's used in the flu shot is a dead virus, so you can't actively get the flu itself from that. Now, some people do get some symptoms of some fever, cough, congestion on a most of the time very minor basis, but you don't actually get, or should not actually get, a typical case of the flu with the vaccines that we use now.
One big change this year is that the flu shot means the flu shot, because the nasal spray flu vaccine is no longer an option. RN Sam Kratzer says that's because it's not as effective as the shot.
It will definitely increase the risk. Obviously, I feel if you don't have the vaccination, you are at a higher risk of getting the flu. And I do know from being a nurse that there will be a lot of people that won't get it because they're scared of getting stuck by a needle.
Now, if you have cold-like symptoms, Dr. Medlin advises taking ibuprofen or other over-the-counter medicines and says to keep an eye on your fever to make sure it doesn't rise.